So it's not normal that I begin a video when I'm already in the theatre, but considering the crazy morning I had, this is the best I could do. Right now, I'm so excited. I got a rush ticket for The Importance of Being Earnest. This is my favourite play. I've been wanting to see this play on the West End since it came out. If you don't know, for my college FMP, I actually did The Importance of Being Earnest and I played Jack Worthing. So this is very exciting for me. It's also double exciting because this rush is pretty much impossible to get. So the fact that I got it bang on 10 o'clock is insane and I've got such a good seat. I'm row C of the Grand Circle, I'm going to show you that in a minute, but another thing in this vlog is that tonight I'm seeing the Book of Mormon. So yes, this evening you'll see me at the Book of Mormon, but for now I'm going to sit down and enjoy the matinee for Importance of Being Earnest because I am so thrilled. Also, Stephen Fry as Lady Bracknell. That's amazing. That's iconic. It's iconic. And I can't wait. I'm so excited, guys.
This being my favourite play to one side, I got so lucky with rush tickets for a show that's pretty much almost always sold out when I've looked, and is upwards of £100 per seat for a rush ticket, and where it was, this was absolutely golden. I was so excited.
It's just dawned on me that I think this is the first time I have vlogged going to see a play. I'm gonna say though, I don't think I've seen a play in a while, which is another reason that I'm excited, but this show means a lot to me. It got me my distinction in college, so it's done a lot. It's done a lot, but I can tell this is gonna slay so hard. You guys have my deepest apologies that I didn't film in the interval at Earnest. It was very crowded and I did not want to be a bother to anyone, as I usually don't. But that rendition of the show was incredible. I absolutely loved it. So there's that. The casting was immaculate. It was wonderful and it was so funny and it was just so nice to see it. Anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat and then I will be at the Book of Mormon, so I will see you there.
This theatre is absolutely gorgeous at night time. No one can tell me otherwise. It's stunning.
It's me, I'm here where you usually see me at Book of Mormon. It's Blair's show tonight, which I'm really excited about because I really haven't seen much of him this year and I'm so excited that it is a Blair show. Maybe my last Mormon trip of the year, who knows. But if you didn't know, cast changes in January. Still don't know what day, and that's kind of annoying me, but we'll find out eventually. But cast changes in January, obviously the next month's December. I don't know if I'm going to be back for December, which is really upsetting, but maybe I'll make it back. If not, I'm treating this as my last one of 2025 for now. We'll see what happens.
So here I was at the Book of Mormon. I was tucked in very nicely to a lodge. Seat 1 is my least favourite in the lodge, but it was the last one available. It's not terrible, you just have to lean forward a bit more.
So I'm sitting in Lodge 4, Seat 1 today. Not bad for the price that I paid like 20 quid. But I got to yapping to some lovely front of house members. Honestly, the staff here are incredible and they're so lovely to talk to, especially because I've been here for so long. But I will talk more in the interval about this cast, who's on, cast change, what I know, what I can say. So I will catch you then, but for now I'm going to enjoy Act 1. I love having my own little weird corridor when I'm sat in a lodge. Honestly, I should come here more often because it is so silent, there is no one else in here. But I wanted to touch on cast change real quick. Now what do I know? I know that it's in January. I know some people that are leaving, however I don't think I'm allowed to say that yet. Only because I don't think it's public knowledge. I think it's just what people have told me about them leaving. So I don't think I can say yet who is stepping down from the Book of Mormon, but what I can say is that it's in January. I'm hoping tonight to find out when, because it's in a month, or like 2 months. It's so close and we don't have a date for it yet, which is really weird. But I know why they're pivoting back to January, because they used to be in January and then COVID happened and then they moved to October and then it was just a whole thing. So they're trying to sort the contracts out to end in January like they did. That's kind of why I went to Book of Mormon Comic Con weekend, because I somehow thought it was a cast change and people were leaving, but nobody did. So yeah, everything's a little unclear right now, but I will update you when I do have more information, hopefully today. Hopefully I'll have a date, because I tried to ask last time and they didn't know. So, fingers crossed that I get something. Any piece of information I can get on when this cast is changing, I'll take it. I'll take anything at this point. But the show's amazing, Blair's amazing. Paige Petty just killed Salt Lake City, like she slayed their house down boots queen. There's also someone new who I don't recognise on as the Doctor. I'll put his name here if I find out. He's really fucking funny. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my seat. That was my little update on cast change and Mormon in general and what's changing, and the new president of the church is now in the song, Dallin H. Oakes, not Russell Nelson. Rest in peace. That's exciting. The lyric change is cool. One thing I will say is they haven't changed Russell's picture on the chalkboard in the missionary quarters. I'm gonna go back and watch the show. Sound good? See you afterwards. So this is a little cut into the video you're watching. So it's 3 days later and I'm going back to London. I didn't expect to. I work Monday to Friday. Tuesdays aren't really a day that I can do much, but I'm doing something very special today and I will explain that to you in just a sec. So I'm going to see Hamilton, and you might think, sure, another theatre kid trip, you just got the time off work, yada yada, whatever. No. If you don't know, every year, I think it's every year, Hamilton hold a 3-day workshop where you get to shadow people backstage and learn everything there is to know about being backstage. And if you don't know me, that's something I really want to get into. So obviously I applied. Unfortunately, I didn't make the cut for that, but they offered me a £10 ticket to go to watch the show at 1:30 p.m. today. It's a special educational performance. And I also get a backstage demonstration and a Q&A with the cast and crew, so I'm so excited. This is so special to me, and it's gonna be really good. So I don't think I'll film that much today because I don't think there's a lot I can really show you, but I'll do what I can. So I will see you there.
So instead of getting my usual route directly to London Waterloo, I actually got 2 trains that took me directly to London Victoria, which, if you don't know, is where Hamilton is. It's literally like a 2-minute walk from the station. You can see Wicked as well from the station, like they are so close together. But I made it to Hamilton, the Victoria Palace Theatre. Now, the reason I did go direct to London Victoria is because the ticket was cheaper, but it was also a longer journey, so yay me, but it also meant I didn't waste money on the tube, so I was very delighted about that. This was my seat. It is such a gorgeous venue. I absolutely love it. This was actually the last seat when I booked, so I was, yes, extremely grateful for this opportunity.
Go. LX 558. Go. LX. Go. LX 559. Go. LX 561. Go. Thanks so much.
I've muted this clip because sound isn't essential and I do want to talk to you a little bit about this. With the Q&A, which I didn't film because I wanted to be in the moment, everything was such a rewarding experience to be able to see this, and honestly, that quick change was insane. They did it in like under 20 seconds. And being here in the room where it happened, as some might say, definitely gave me a bit more motivation to really push this year to try and really do what I want to do in this industry, because I do and I care.
Hello, I just woke up from a nap. It's about 7 p.m, but I'm filming my review for The Importance of Being Earnest. It's been a long time coming. I say this every time, but I'm going to try and genuinely get better at putting out my videos closer to the time that they were filmed. I went to see this back in November. It's January 2026 now, so all that being said though, I did take a break over Christmas, time for myself, my family, my boyfriend, his family, but now I'm back and I feel rejuvenated after the Christmas break. I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas as well, because even though I filmed this in 2025, it is my first video coming out of 2026. So yes, I'm going to be talking about the importance of being earnest today. I've got some Earl Grey tea, fitting of the show, in my Oblivion cup from Alton Towers. Let's talk about the importance of being earnest, which is my favourite play
So far, I know that things can overtake, but right now, it is my favourite play ever, and I was so grateful to go and get to see it, especially on a rush ticket. With how expensive those tickets were, I didn't think I was going to get to see it, but I did, and I'm so lucky to have only paid like £20 for it, but let's begin. So as you may know, for this show we had a pretty stacked cast in the UK. We had Stephen Fry playing Lady Bracknell, and we had Ollie Alexander playing Algernon. Stephen Fry was one of the selling points for me to go see this, because what do you mean Stephen Fry is playing Lady Bracknell? I was grateful enough to actually see Stephen Fry, so I'm going to talk about him first. So I already absolutely love Stephen Fry as an actor, so getting to see him, especially in a play that I hold so close to my heart, that was really special for me. Now, Importance of Being Earnest as a show is very OTT, it's very over the top. It's very over the top acted, you're supposed to be silly and exaggerated, and it's sort of, especially with Stephen Fry playing a woman, it's very sort of pantomime-damey, drag-like performance, and I really loved him. I really did. He was absolutely stunning. Can I just say that? Like, his costumes, his stage presence, everything was gorgeous. I mean, Lady Bracknell in the show is a woman who demands respect, and he got it. Like, he was commanding the stage every time he was on it, and, you know, Lady Bracknell doesn't get a lot of stage time, but the stage time he had, oh, it blew me away, and it blew the audience away. Like, the audience, I can tell, absolutely loved him. Because I feel like, okay, I went for the play. I feel like there were quite a few people that went to see Stephen Fry. I kind of got that vibe. Because there were a lot of people sitting around me that didn't know the play, which is fine, because it's my favourite play, and I'm always happy when people discover my favourites of things. But I feel like a lot of people were there because of Stephen Fry, or because of Ollie Alexander, one of the two. But yeah, I really loved him in this role. I now honestly cannot see the role being played by a woman anymore because he just did such a good job, and I honestly think with the style of this particular production, there was a lot of LGBT rep in this show, and now I feel like I can't see a woman playing Lady Bracknell anymore because Stephen Fry was just that good. But I'm not gonna lie, with the undertones of the show and the kind of play that it is, and obviously the kind of guy that Oscar Wilde was, I feel like this is what he intended for the piece. So I would love to see more male Lady Bracknells in the future because Stephen Fry killed it. So I'm going to be talking about Jack and Algernon in a pair, and Gwendolyn and Cecily in a pair. So, starting off with Ollie Alexander playing Algernon, and Nathan Stewart Jarrett playing Jack. These two boys are very different characters. I actually played Jack Worthing in my college's production. We didn't do the whole show. We basically just did about a 15-minute snippet of the show. We read the whole play, loved it, and picked our own sort of segment to do. There were only 4 of us, so we did Jack, Algernon, Gwendolyn and Cecily. We did the muffin scene, which is very infamous, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then we did the scene where, you know, the girls find out that their loves named Earnest aren't actually called Earnest. Spoilers if you haven't seen the show. So like I said, Algernon and Jack are two very contrasting roles. Algernon is very over the top, and he's funny, and he is absolutely wild. He's arrogant, he's loud, he's very egotistical, but keeping it classy. He keeps it on the classy side, because remember, he's related to Lady Bracknell, and I feel like Ollie and Stephen had this great sort of chemistry when making their characters fit together. Ollie definitely commanded the stage when he was on it, like he was front and centre of every single scene. Not saying that, you know, Jack didn't have much to do. They have pretty much an equal amount to do in the show, but I feel like Algernon's supposed to be the loud, annoying one, whereas, getting on to Jack, Jack is very plain, he's very aloof. He's not as outrageously acted as Algernon, and that's kind of the point. The point is that these two male characters contrast. He's very anxiety-ridden and anxiety-driven, should I say, and he is extremely irritable, especially when he's in Algernon's company, which makes for some pretty funny scenes. The muffin scene. The muffin scene is a great analysis of chemistry between these two actors, because the muffin scene might be the most famous scene in the play. The muffin scene, if you don't know, is quite literally a scene where they eat muffins, or Algernon eats muffins. So they're talking about how tragic their lives are becoming because of this whole Earnest situation, and it's just so funny. It gets completely off the rails. Jack's yelling at Algernon. Algernon's just very calm and sassy and keeping it classy, like I said, keeping it in the family. And it's just a great scene, and the way they used it in this particular production, they basically used it to cover a scene change, and they said that, which I think bringing attention to the play aspect was really funny. I honestly have nothing bad to say about them. They were fantastic scene partners together, and I'm very grateful to have seen this show, because like I said, when it got to the muffin scene, that's where I was like, I did this! Honestly, that scene was what made me fall in love with the play as a whole. So I'm very grateful, and yeah, I have nothing bad to say about these two. So let's move on to Gwendolyn and Cecily. So we had Kitty Hawthorne on as Gwendolyn, and Jessica Whitehurst playing Cecily. Like Algernon and Jack, these two women are supposed to be contrasting characters. Gwendolyn is actually the daughter of Lady Bracknell, so she's a very upper class, classy woman. And Cecily is a innocent girl from the country, although she's not so innocent as one may think. So they are from two socially different backgrounds, but they do come together to battle against the two Ernests that they believe they're going to marry. And they have a kiss scene. They kiss in the show, and that was a shocker to pretty much everyone in the audience. That's not written into the original play, but I think it worked for this production because of the LGBT undertones that it had. I mean, of course, that's not the only reason I had a good time, but I do appreciate that this play wasn't afraid to be more inclusive, and especially in representation of the original writer, Oscar Wilde. So like I've said, Gwendolyn is very proper, she's from the city, she's very upper class, she's very classy. She's very much like Lady Bracknell in the way that she feels like she is the most important person on the stage whenever she is on the stage. Which makes for a pretty funny scene when Cecily is extremely cunning and kind of cheeky under her facade of being this innocent country girl, and they both sort of fight for the spotlight a lot. There's a lot of petty humour between the two of them, and much like the muffin scene, they have a famous food scene as well, where Cecily is hosting Gwendolyn's company, and she gives Gwendolyn cake and sugar when she explicitly asked not to have cake or sugar. So it's a bit of a petty argument, and it escalates, obviously, and these two women were so good. And seeing that pettiness on stage, it makes you really see the difference between their social classes at the time. So yeah, they had great on-stage chemistry. They had great chemistry with Algernon and Jack as well, and I just really loved these two as a pair. They were so hilarious. Everyone was so funny in this show. I mean, it is a comedy, but I had such a great time, and I'm so sad that I never got to go back to see it a second time. But the production length was so short. But I do hope they bring Earnest back in some form, because I actually know when Ncuti Gatwa was doing it. I think it was at the National Theatre. I think it was the same production. It's just when they brought it back to the Dear Evan Hansen Theatre, I totally forgot what the theatre's called. The Noel Coward Theatre. I had to look that up. Anyway, when they brought it back for the Noel Coward Theatre's production, it was the same script, just different actors, so I feel like this is the UK's version of Importance of Being Earnest, and I am so okay with that. It was extremely fun, and it was so special to see my favourite play live. I had always wanted to see it when Ncuti was in it, but alas, I saw this run, and it was a really good run, and I really hope it comes back maybe for a tour, or for good, who knows, or for like at least a longer run, because I would love to see it again if it comes back. But for now, that is everything I have for this video. In the next video, like I said, there is a bit of Chessington World of Adventures in there, but it's a lot of Back to the Future. I saw Back to the Future 3 times in 1 week, and you're gonna find out why. But that's for next time, so I will see you in that one.